Hey everybody, I am so excited. I am here to introduce today a new series that we are going to launch, which is our Law of Attraction series. And I would like to go pretty deep down this rabbit hole of Law of Attraction with you. So, this is going to be an ongoing series about Law of Attraction and how you can master this really interesting and intricate universal law. Law of attraction is actually something that encompasses many universal laws, but they kind of lump it into something that they call the law of attraction. So, we're going to discuss what all these different universal laws are, how you're already actually using these universal laws consciously or unconsciously in your life, and how they are the building blocks of what you experience on a day-to-day basis. So, law of attraction is essentially like attracts like. It's a basic understanding of, things that resonate with each other are attracted to each other like magnets. So, you'll hear a lot of information about how if you want to attract in the life that you want, or a person or a car or a particular job or some kind of a life experience, that you need to visualize and resonate with the frequency so that your frequency matches it, and then it can be brought in, into your experience, into your everyday, physical experience in life. But there's going to be some incomplete information with that. And so oftentimes when we're watching law of attraction videos, we end up with more questions than we do have answers that make us kind of feel like, well, wait a second, how this is wonderful. And there's, on some level, we know that we like recognize and resonate with this. It's like, how do we actually apply it? And why doesn't it seem to be working? And when we think we've kind of figured it out and we start doing some of these things, nothing shows up, nothing happens the way that we're expecting. And then our ego and our minds and our old patterns want to kick in and say, oh, this is just a bunch of baloney and it's not real and it's not true, or it doesn't work for me. And then that can, bring in frustration. So we would really like to take some time and go over this subject with you in a series of new videos that I think you're going to find very, very interesting. Whether you're on a twin flame journey or you are a spiritual truth seeker and you just want to know as much about these kinds of subjects as possible, I think that this is a series that you're going to really, really like and enjoy. Law of attraction is something that has been working in your life since the day you were born, probably even before that. Law of attraction is the simple and basic rules of function that like attracts like. And so what you resonate with on an energetic level is what you're going to attract in your life. This is why it's so incredibly important to know who you are and to understand your relationship as an energetic soul to the material world of matter around you. When you are waking up in the morning and you're ready to start your day, if you wake up in the morning and you're in kind of a bad mood, and you walk across the room and you stub your toe and you say a couple swear words, and then you go into the bathroom and you look in the mirror and you're just feeling like crap, and maybe you have a headache and you didn't get enough sleep the night before, and you're really not looking forward to going to work or whatever it is that you have to do, but you have to do it anyway. And then you show up for work and you're late and you hit every red light on the way there. And you're thinking, why am I just having such a crappy day today? And you're just not feeling good. Well, it's kind of like a domino effect. The things that are happening to you in that moment are because you are generating a certain frequency. Now, for my divine feminines out there, you'll hear me talk in tarot readings a lot about the fact that you are the generative energy in your twin flame dynamic, which is to say that you are the one that generates the life experiences, and you are now becoming a conscious creator thanks to this chance meeting with your twin flame. But all of us function from these same basic principles. What you're thinking, what you believe, and how you're feeling is going to 100% determine how physical reality shows up for you. Some of this is absolutely through perception. So, two people can go into a movie theater together and they can watch the same movie, sitting side by side, watching it in real time together, seeing all the same events take place. And then when the movie's over, they walk outside and one person says to the other, "That was the best movie I've ever seen. It was amazing. It was incredible. It was wonderful. It was uplifting." And then the other person looks at them and goes, "What are you talking about? That was the worst movie I've ever seen. It was a total downer." And they just have like the complete opposite perspective. How can that be? Is the movie good or is it bad? It's 100% in the eyes of the beholder. It's through the perceptual lens that we choose to look at it through. And our perceptions and the filters that we have are all a result of our life experiences, our accumulated life experiences, and the memories that our biological bodies hold on to and look at as data and reality. So oftentimes we deal with something called confirmation bias. What we believe, we seek to validate through our perceptions. So, maybe before they went to the movie, one person heard it was great, and so they went there with the expectation that this was going to be a great movie, or they liked an actor or an actress in it, and they're always in good movies, so they had this belief that it was going to be good, and so it was good for them. The next person, maybe they heard something bad, like they heard a bad review or something about it, and so when they went there, they kind of had this thought, like, well, it's probably going to be a stupid movie. This is what we call self-fulfilling prophecy. Oftentimes, through confirmation bias, we view certain things, and through that perceptual lens, we create a story, a narrative, an experience that confirms what we already thought. And so we kind of choose to see it a certain way. The movie itself isn't good or bad. It's just a movie. But how it's experienced is 100% determined by the observer of that movie. But you can look at your life in very much the same way. You're watching your life, and you're the one who's projecting this story and this perception on the day-to-day events that are happening in your life. And if you choose to look at things through a negative lens, I would say stop and take a look at that, because if there's a negative perspective that's available to you, then there's probably a positive perspective as well. I could say that in almost anything. I mean, there's even people that I've heard that have gone through tragic and terrible experiences of being hurt or attacked or violated. And some people, this just destroys them because it's a terrible experience, right? There's a lot of those that we would all agree on would be pretty terrible. But somehow these people that are extraordinary people are able to transmute that or alchemize that through their own perspective and still somehow find a way to take this negative experience and turn it into something that becomes a positive for them. So this is something that ends up working well for them, and they're able to find the good in it, even in some of the worst tragedies that we've ever seen. And so there's always more than one way to look at things. So I would invite you, because this is such an important thing to understand when it comes to law of attraction, to really know who you are and look at the perceptions that you're choosing to give your attention to. Now, attention is another thing that's very important to understand. being the generative soul, it is your attention that you use to create with. So whatever ideas or perceptions or thoughts that you are giving your attention to, those are the things that you're giving your energy to. And your energy is generative. It fuels this, okay? So some things are in the present moment. You're choosing to see things through a certain lens, and so it's almost like an instant manifestation, right? Another way that law of attraction works is in density, through physical material matter. Everything that you see in this world around you right now is absolutely a result of the mind, of a thought, of a idea, of a vision, somehow or another, whether it came from individuals themselves, from the collective consciousness that we are all a part of, or from, the mind that we would call the all, or the source, or the universe, or God. All of this comes first, and it is born from a thought, an idea, a vision, okay? And so then you think to yourself, well, how do I control, that this showed up in my life, or that this happened in my life? This is where we're going to have to travel a little bit further down the rabbit hole through a series of videos. But to just sort of briefly touch on it right now, look up the double slit experiment. This was an experiment that was done years and years ago, where they were trying to, understand the difference between a wave frequency and a particle. And what they found, which was absolutely puzzling to them at the time, but now they understand this more, is that a wave and a particle are one and the same, but it all depends on whether it's being observed or not. So an observer of this energy changes it from a wave pattern into a particle being form, right? Once you start to really understand how this works, and you realize that what you think and feel and believe matters, right? There's a reason that word is what it is. What you think matters. It becomes matter in your life. Okay, it does form today. Most of us get stuck in like what I call thought loops or thought patterns, which is why we continue to keep manifesting a reality that we're not really happy with, but we feel that we're stuck, and that that's all that we are going to get. And then we have these thoughts and ideas. Well, see, this is all I'm going to get. I can't have that over there. They can have that over there, but I can't have that. Well, that's the reason why it keeps showing up for you that way, is because you believe that it's something that you're not worthy or deserving of, but somebody else is, or that you don't have the skills or the talent or the ability to have these things or to experience these things. This is where I want to really kind of help you guys, because I think that some of you may already know a lot of this stuff, and some of you may be very, very new. I know several years ago I was very, very new to all of these things. So wherever you're at on the scale of knowledge when it comes to law of attraction, hopefully you'll be able to find some beneficial things in these next, in the next series of videos that we start to release about this. But again, your comments in these videos, your feedback, they really play a part and play a role in the content that we're creating for you. So you are an active participant in that. Do not underestimate it. So if you have ideas or things that you're curious about, by all means, share with us in the comments below. I'm very much looking forward to going much further down this rabbit hole with you guys, and adventuring into, deeper and deeper dimensions and realms of law of attraction, and how you can master this in your life and become a conscious and successful creator. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah!